Tippy time my damies, Topgate here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are on our Stasis Warlock laying out ice with our Rift Runner build. Now a lot of you out there only touch the Stasis Warlock when you want to use the Bleak Watcher, but I wanted to show you that it can be so much more than that. Our super has been roided up and we are taking some underutilized fragments and mods to get our super back in under 25 seconds. This build with recuperation, resists and overshields is suitable for most activities you can throw at it. If you like this video, make sure to chuck a thumb at it and sub if you're new. I've segmented the timeline and structure of this video differently to my normal ones, so feedback would be appreciated. If this is better or shitter, please let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, let's get into the video, and our exotic of choice is the Ballidorse wrathweavers. Its armor perk is Hearts of Ice. Your Winter's Wrath shockwave deals increased shatter damage. Allies in range of your shockwave gain an overshield, which is nice, and will also gain a 15% damage bonus to stasis weapons. However, this doesn't stack with Well of Radiance. But it's the bonus to super damage which is oh so nice. Now this exotic deals different damage to bosses and mages. At base, without the exotic, and using Whisper of Fishes for bonus shatter damage, we do 435k. In the past, Shadebinder felt strong against miners but weak against mages, sucking up most of your super ability. So we really couldn't roam properly with it, but now it pumps out 915k, doing over double damage to our mages. And with them now dying twice as fast, we can roam more effectively throughout the battlefield. This is a 110% damage buff against mages, but against bosses it'll be a little bit less, but with a 75% damage increase this is still very substantial. So with any bonus super damage builds I want a high uptime with it. Dynamo is going to be our first way of doing that. I'm double stacking this as it reduces our super cooldown when using our class ability near targets, and this will give you an eighth of your super bar just by laying down your rift. I found 2 of these mods to be the sweet spot, 3 had diminishing returns and 1 wasn't quite enough. Whisper of Bonds and Frost Pulse aspect will expedite our super cooldown even further. Whisper of Bonds, defeating frozen targets grants your super cooldown. Frost Pulse is going to do this for us in spades. Casting your rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. Now Fishes makes all these foes explode with one simple attack to feed us tons of super energy. Now any attack will work. I personally found a glaive very handy as its melee attack is free of cost and very quick to spam. Most of us use this aspect as kind of a last line, but we are turning this aspect into a deadly defense. In order to cycle this properly, we are going to be using Whisper of Refraction. Defeating a slowed or frozen target grants you class ability energy. This way, every time we freeze targets, our Frost Pulse Rift will instantly refund our Rift energy on the shatter kills. You need to freeze and destroy at least 4 targets for a full charge, so slide in and target clusters. You might take a few licks doing this, but you'll have a Rift at your feet and a full super bar in no time. And personally, there's something nice about seeing 20 plus ads die with one jab of the stick. We're throwing on both the Reaper and Utility Kickstart mods. Reaper feeds us an orb of power on our first weapon kill after planting down our Rift. Whisper of Refraction does most of this build's legwork. However, it's good to have this in place for those times we need to Rift and there isn't tons of targets to freeze, and in case the target is too chunky to shatter kill. Next we use Insulation, Orbs of Restoration and Focusing Strike. Insulation reduces our class ability cooldown each time we pick up an Orb of Power. I'm using Orbs of Restoration. This gives us a small amount of energy to our ability with the least amount of energy. This energy generally goes to our Rift, but it can go to a melee or grenade if required. I'm double stacking Focusing Strike. This too grants us class ability energy when we cause damage with our melee attack. I've chosen the melee to feed us this, as Glacial Harvest will feed it, and Whisper Rhyme will benefit from it. Harvest creates stasis shards around frozen targets. The higher the tier of the enemy, this is going to create more shards. These shards feed us melee energy. Whisper of Rhyme takes these shards and turns them into an overshield. Each shard is a portion of an overshield and it will last for 10 seconds. Next we are using Better Already, Concussive Dampener and Resistance mods. Better Already, your health bar begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an Orb of Power. I'm using 1 Concussive Dampener. This reduces the incoming area of effect damage from combatants. I'm double stacking resistance mods based on the threat of the current activity that I'm in. These resistance mods are vital to the build as we're going to run full tit at our enemies to plant down that rift. And better already gives us a safer exit strategy to safely rinse and repeat. And hopefully after 3 or 4 rift runs you'll have enough super energy to bust an icy nut. For weapon options I'm using volatile flow and ecliptic distaff. As we're running deep into danger, the defensive capabilities of glaives are second to none, and with both destabilizing giving us final blows in AoE volatile attack and volatile rounds for 13 seconds on orb collection, it's got the attack locked down also. Additionally, I'm running a stasis siphon mod. Chill clip weapons work well on this build to help create those shards. I was loving the Ore Vandal with both subsistence and chill clip, and the fire and forget with both chill clip and headstone work better for higher health targets than the precision damage. Not only is this build a lot of fun, it is now twice as dangerous as before. For our stasis subclass, it's hard to produce fast supergen builds, as it's a little harder to produce orbs when everything dies to the shatter. If you got any ideas around this, I'd love to hear them, as these gauntlets make Shadebinder more deadly and I plan on running these a lot more. I'll make sure to leave a dim in the description below, thumb it if you liked it, and until next time, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.